Yeah, this is a podcast of Nathan, Nat and Shaun.
Let's go!
Amy Shark is headed our way for an extensive tour of regional WA. This is her Cry Forever tour. But we got the chance to catch up with her yesterday. She's a joy.
She's lovely.
It was a little bit delayed, just a bit of context, because we'd heard there was a power outage.
Yeah, and we're like, what? Don't celebrities have all the power? Made no sense. Heard you on Power went out this morning, Amy Shark.
Well, I played tennis on Tuesday mornings, and the boom gate, they had the boom gate that I had to leave the place.
Yeah.
They had a power outage. So I was,
You were trapped.
I was stuck in the car park.
My boom gate at my place goes down, or my gate, and I can't get out sometimes.
Yeah.
But yet I still have to come to work because of bloody Ubers.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous. Don't you think, Amy, and this is our opinion, if there is any hurdle at all for you to get to work, you shouldn't have to go to work? Don't you feel that way?
I feel like I feel so bad because a lot of the time I'm always texting someone going, and it sounds ridiculous. Like I'm stuck at tennis. And they're like, is she? And I'm like, look, it'll prove it because I'll be racing in the house and I won't be able to like even look like Amy Shark. So this is what you get.
Well,
I'm sorry.
So you're home at the GC at the moment before you head over to WA?
Yeah. Yep.
We've been watching Snapper Rocks actually this morning, all the surfing going on. Are you far from the beach?
No, I'm pretty close. I'm sort of close to more Broad Beach, Mermaid Waters.
Yeah, wicked.
But yeah, Burleigh, and that's not far.
Yeah. Can I tell you something, right? And this has just happened recently, I feel like, and I've never made the connection before, and I can see it right now. You, if you wanted to go into acting, could play Kate Middleton. Are you getting the Kate Middletons
Yes,
from her?
yeah,
you
definitely.
are
Actually can.
And
throwing Kate Middleton
Especially
vibes lately.
in your post-tennis gear, you look, when she goes all sporty and starts competing, she's got a bit of
Stop
competitive.
it, guys.
Yeah,
Wow.
I mean,
Nathan, good call.
Don't you think?
Yeah.
It sort of got me on your Instagram. The last few posts, you have been Middletoning up a storm. It's amazing.
has anybody else ever told you this before?
I actually, ever since the Adore video came out,
Yeah.
shot, and I didn't have my top knot in then. So, and then when I went to the States, everyone was like, "You look exactly like Kate Middleton." And I was like, "Look, I'll take it. I'll take it."
I know.
All
I mean,
right,
it could
all
be
right.
worse, right?
That is a good get. Oh, well, if someone's going to
so
say
good.
that about you, that's
I know.
bloody, that gets
Oh
you up
my
and about.
God, you should do it as a film clip. You should.
Just
So, yeah,
you
maybe
at the
that'll get me
polo.
the role.
Yes,
That'll get the role
exactly.
on the crown.
Oh, you made.
So your tour, right? So
Yes.
we're pretty excited because
We're very impressed.
I grew up in Kalgoorlie.
And I grew up in Esperance. And you're covering both of those places.
No, and I've never been to either of those places. Like I've been to.
Well, you're going to be
Bunbury
surprised.
before,
Yeah.
and yeah.
Yeah. Well,
Really? So
yeah.
what's the hot tips? For
Well,
those places?
Esperance is beautiful. There's
Like the most amazing beaches you will ever see.
the squeaky sand beach.
Yeah, Lucky Bay, kangaroos bounding down the beach. Water that is so clear and blue.
Lucky
and-
Bay. Is
Yeah.
that what it's called?
Yeah, Lucky Bay, yeah.
Yeah.
Twilight Cove, where there's this rock there that you swim out to, and then once you get there, usually sharks are circling
Yeah.
it, so you can't get back.
mean,
that's
amazing.
There's a lot of sharks around,
Right.
but,
Yeah.
they've got good taste.
So then you'll go to Kalgoorlie, right?
Yeah.
And Kalgoorlie still has the brothels there, which is fantastic. And I think that you and your on your crew should go and do one of the tours because it's absolutely amazing.
Mm.
Yeah.
And my resume in.
So, well, it's when my mum met my dad. It was fantastic.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, I
yeah.
mean, if music it doesn't sort of go where I want it
That's
to go,
right.
And then
I
you
can
can't
sort of
get
make a few
that gig
contacts.
as a Kate Middleton impersonator.
Maybe I bring my act.
Exactly,
there.
that would
That's
be
where
a
the act
niche.
should be.
Yeah. But the other thing that you really need to get on Instagram while you're in Kalgoorlie, Amy, is the world's tallest bin, which is found at the end of Hannon Street.
It's hard to throw your rubbish in, but it is tall.
Yeah.
World's tallest bin. You can't make this stuff up.
I know.
No.
You know what I mean? Like, how is that even a thing?
Yeah.
Oh,
like
it's a
Esperance,
thing.
world's best beaches. Kalgoorlie,
World's tallest bin.
bin.
It's a thing. It's glorious. It's the new
into
cover of
it.
your next album.
So I mean,
Sounds good.
I was looking at all your dates. So you're doing basically 60 stops. What happened here? Did someone hold you hostage and said you're going to all these places?
You know, it's actually got up to 65.
Yeah, right.
So, and there was a moment where it was really exciting because it all came about. We were talking about Paul Kelly, and
Yep.
some of my team work for PK. So I was like, how can he keep I feel like this guy's always on tour, and they were like, well, he can. everyone knows him, so he can just keep going around to all these towns and sell out venues. And I was like, well, I mean, there would have been a time where he would have gone and not everyone would have known him. I'm like, maybe my time is now. Maybe I need to go and start winning Australia over. And, and what a cool thing to be able to do if time prevails. And we sort of saw that gap in the calendar. I've definitely pissed off a few people in Europe because I had to push back some stuff. Yeah. And they're like, but you've already done it. You've already done the tour. What are you doing? And so I just think what a cool way to sort of see my country and play music we really didn't expect any of the venues to do what they did. It was sort of just like, and then we just kept adding and adding.
Are you serious, Amy? Are you serious? Nothing happens in Esperance. Like they will be that excited that somebody is coming there, and the same for places like
Meriden.
I started thinking like maybe they don't know me at all. Maybe it's just something to do.
It wouldn't matter. You could just put a random name up there and say that they're playing it. It'll sell out.
Like, put an impersonator there. Yeah.
You are going to break Meriden when you go to play to Meriden. So the one thing that Meriden is for anyone that's driving from Kalgoorlie to Perth is you just stop there to go to Chicken Treat, and Chicken Treat shut down.
Yeah,
so Meriden has been just gagging for something to come there. Yeah. I spoke the other day on air, Amy, about Meriden as a close connection to me because all the kids from Kalgoorlie that would have braces, the orthodontist wouldn't come as far as Kalgoorlie, so they would just go from Perth to Meriden. So then 2 days out of every 3 months or whatever, there would be every child in Meriden would have braces because we're all getting our orthodontist. So people that didn't know what was happening would just be going, what is with all the dental issues in this town?
Everyone has like these pristine teeth. It's amazing.
They're getting something done about it.
The model town.
All our little lucky bands on our teeth.
Apple sales plummet.
I mean, you get to a situation where you need a break because you're just going day after day and you're whipping out these shows and then travelling as well. You're going to be knackered, mate. There'll be no tennis. There'll be no... You'll be this will be ridiculous.
Dude, I had like 2 years of a break. So I feel like no artist can complain anymore. We've just got to you can't bitch and moan that there's no music and then have an opportunity to go crazy and not take it. So
this is a brutal schedule though.
Yeah.
It's pretty brutal, but I had 15 years where I used to play Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and I would play 4 hours at these gigs. And sometimes I'd double down. I'd play an early slot and then go and play another till midnight. So,
but you weren't driving 500 Ks in between them, though.
No, but I've got a team, so I literally have my clothes laid out. I know where I'm going. I have food there. So if all I have to do is play like a really solid 70-minute set, I'm okay with that. I think that I can do that, and I'm up for the challenge.
Yeah, I know it comes with the gig, but do you get to the point where you've sung "I Adore You" 100 million times over that you're like, how do you then keep putting your body into it and selling it?
The cool thing is, and I thought the same, like and people ask me all the time, and I hear other big artists say, I'm sick of playing that song, and I'm not playing that song anymore. For me, I don't know. I've just I tried so hard for so long to get to this level where I can play to anybody that I don't think I'll ever feel like that. And also every venue and every crowd is so different. So I kind of get off on feeling the vibe of the room and being like, what song are these people into? Because it's so obvious what towns and what cities are into what songs. And
and think about the different walks of life as well. I mean, so
I play little, people don't even know. I got my own games I play on stage. Like I try and pick who's been dragged to the show. Like fun. A dad or like a boyfriend or someone who's just been dragged there. That's just like, and I try and find those people, and it's hilarious to me. It's so fun. I play my own. I have my own fun up there that no one even knows about.
Who's being dragged to the show?
Because it's often, you're right, it's often dads of young daughters, who are 12 or 13 who aren't old enough to go on their own.
I just think about when we do an outside broadcast, so when we basically go out of the studio and do the same thing and we bring listeners along, we can pick the people that don't want to be there.
The drag-alongs are pretty obvious, aren't they?
They're there on their phones the whole morning. They're not impressed by anything you say.
As long as you don't let it get to you mentally, you can kind of have a little chuckle, to yourself.
Exactly. I suppose it's a challenge, isn't it, to try and get them to tap their feet or nod their head to your music going. It's like, I got them. I got them.
I've been doing it my whole life, trying to win people over and trying to get somewhere. So I'm like, I need to go and do it all over again in deep Australia.
Deep Australia.
I tell you what, though, Amy, it must be such an achievement within itself to be a staple in Australian music right now. I remember when you first started. started, and now it's like Australian music is, Amy Shark's a name that's synonymous with that. That must be something great within itself, an achievement.
It is. Like, I mean, I always feel like I'm not quite there yet. I look at people like Paul Kelly and Missy Higgins and I'm like, wow, they really are like such a household name. I don't know. Maybe I still will have a small element of imposter syndrome my whole life, but I do feel really lucky, and it's a very hard market to crack because it's just inundated with music and artists right now. So sometimes I do feel like I jumped on the last boat. They kind of like really broke an artist, so I'm very grateful.
Well, now you've been there for a long time now in our minds and hearts.
Her name's Amy. I'm Nat.
What did I say?
I'm Nat. That's
Close
Amy.
enough.
I'm Nat.
Close enough.
Must have misspoke. Okay. That's very unusual as you've listened to this show.
Wow, never happened before.
Try it again.
Amy, you've been in this position for such a long time in our hearts and minds in Australia, but do you feel the pressure of putting stuff out and staying relevant? Is that a thing?
Yeah, I mean, it's a real big thing on all artists' minds to stay relevant and am I doing enough? Am I doing too much? Is my songs going to resonate forever? It's like, I always feel like I got a grim reaper on my shoulder being like, your time's up. But I just feel like, I'm still loving writing songs. I've got so much to talk about and write about. So I just focus on that. Like, I do things that I'm comfortable doing, and I love working. I love always doing things, and I'm open to new opportunities. And so I don't know, like I'm never going to force myself to do something that doesn't feel right.
Sure.
So as long as I'm doing stuff that feels right and authentic, and I think that's the only way to get by and be relevant without trying to be relevant.
Yeah, right.
Maybe.
Yeah. I mean, you mentioned before that everyone in Europe is a bit upset with you because you've pushed your European tour back. Which countries in Europe are you big in? Like where are they unexpectedly, in Moldova or something? What's the story?
I remember I had my first interview in Europe, and this lady was like, and this was my first time there. She was like, Amy, are you excited because you are not famous at all here?
Lovely. What about confident?
They just really hit you hard with the truth. Yeah. But then they put a door on I think it was like a perfume ad. Yeah. And we just saw ticket sales go crazy, like all through like Munich and like all through Germany. Yeah. Yep. So and Zurich in Switzerland. So it's really weird.
What a spin out.
Canada and Europe for me are a good time.
Mate, I'm still excited on your behalf that you're on the Schitt's Creek soundtrack. Yes. That Schitt's Creek episode when I was in the bar, I was just like, that's a door!
No, I forgot because it's so long in between when it actually happens. You get told about it, and you sign off on your song being on whatever. And I hadn't watched Schitt's Creek, and all I knew was the mum from Home Alone was in it, and I was like, cool. So, and then randomly we started watching it, and I totally forgot that even happened because I was so behind in Schitt's Creek, and then I was like, oh my God, it's my song.
That's a cool moment. That's really
awesome.
Cool.
Well, you know what? It's been such a great time spending some quality FaceTime with Kate Middleton this morning.
Yeah, absolutely.
We feel very blessed.
My pleasure, darlings. My
pleasure. Future queen. Nice word. You're a queen in our eyes, Amy Shark. Thank you so much for talking to us.
Thank you, guys. I'm sorry I was late, and I'm sorry I look like a,
Hey,
Kate Middleton. Kate Middleton. Don't ever apologise.
Fresh off the tennis court.
I'll take that.
Bye.
Take care.
Thanks, guys. Have a good day.
Bye.
See you soon.
Nathan, Nat and Shaun is a Nova podcast. For more great comedy shows like this, head to novapodcasts.com.au.